Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you should know this is where we explore amazing destinations to help you plan your next trip. Today, we're exploring Speyer, Germany. Let's get started. So Speyer is located on the Rhine River in the southwestern state of Rhineland-Palatinate and dates all the way back to the Romans. It's situated just north of the French border, about 30 kilometers east of Karlsruhe and 45 kilometers southeast of Mannheim. And it's a city worth visiting if you're into history. During its peak, it used to be an important political and religious center of the Holy Roman Empire. As such, it has many remarkable buildings from those days, like the massive Speyer Cathedral, but also the ruins of a synagogue. These historical relics helped earn the city a place on the UNESCO World Heritage List. The city of Speyer is well connected by rail. You can take a direct train from Frankfurt Airport, which is around 90 minutes away. But if you'd rather fly directly into Speyer, you can land at the nearby Mannheim City Airport, which is located 30 kilometers from downtown. Let's now talk about what you should do when you come to visit this beautiful city. We'll start with the number one attraction in Speyer, the Speyer Cathedral. The Speyer Cathedral, or Speyer Dom, is a Romanesque cathedral of the Roman Catholic Church in Speyer. The cathedral is considered the largest surviving Romanesque church in the world and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. What makes the cathedral so special is its crypt. This is because it is the burial place of 8 Holy Roman emperors and kings of the 10th, 11th, and 12th centuries. 8 sarcophagi are made of red sandstone, the material from which most of the building is made. Work on the cathedral began in 1030 on the orders of Emperor Conrad II, who was buried there after his death in 1039. His successor, Emperor Henry III, died while visiting the building site in 1056 and was buried beside Conrad. Further expansions of the cathedral were carried out in the following decades. The choir was completed in 1110, and the west facade was built between 1120 and 1160. The twin towers were built in the 12th century, reaching a height of 104 meters, making them the tallest church towers in Germany. The interior of the cathedral features a series of striking barrel and groin vaults. The late Romanesque design makes the Speyer Cathedral one of the most important examples of European architecture from the period. A visit to the cathedral is free, but you will have to pay for a guided tour if you want to see the crypt. Next up is another must-see attraction in the city of Speyer, the Jewish Heritage. Together with Worms and Mainz, Speyer was one of the 3 ShUM cities, a medieval center of Jewish learning. The word ShUM comes from the Hebrew word for peace and quiet. These cities had large and wealthy Jewish communities, whose members traded in wine and fish. The Jewish quarter of Speyer developed in the 11th century and reached its zenith in the late Middle Ages. At the time, it covered almost 1/3 of the city's area and housed approximately 3,000 people. Unfortunately, almost nothing remains of the neighborhood today. Only parts of the city walls from the 13th century have survived along with the foundations of some houses. However, 2 of the buildings still standing in Speyer did play a significant role in Jewish life. They are the 12th century mikveh, or ritual bath, and the adjacent synagogue, both of which are located right in the center of town. The mikveh consists of a 12-sided pool in a vaulted chamber. Although it appears relatively small, its dimensions conform to Jewish law. The mikveh was restored and converted into a museum in 1981. It now displays exhibits relating to the history of Jews in the region and the Holocaust. Of the 325-seat synagogue, only the lower walls and the eastern arch remain. It was destroyed in 1084 during a pogrom that targeted Jews throughout the empire. The attacks resulted in the deaths of dozens of people in Speyer and forced many others to convert to Christianity or flee. Despite the setback, the Jewish community of Speyer was re-established in 1086 and flourished over the next 3 centuries. Its members played key roles in trade and scholarship and helped advance the study of medicine and astronomy. But this success didn't last forever. In 1525, the Jewish community was destroyed during the German Peasants' War. After the war, Jews were allowed to return to Speyer, but they were forbidden from living together in a quarter. Instead, they were required to integrate into the Christian population, though they continued to practice their religion in secret. In 1711, the community purchased the new synagogue, a building that once served as a hospital. When it was demolished in 1862, the materials were used to build the current synagogue. Both the mikveh and synagogue are listed as UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Entrance to the synagogue costs €5. Children under the age of 18 get in for free. Now we move on to the number 3 attraction in Speyer, the Altpörtel, or Old Gate. The Altpörtel is the last remaining structure from the city's once formidable medieval defences. It was constructed in the mid-13th century and stood as the western entrance to Speyer for nearly 400 years. Originally, the 40-metre-high tower was connected to the city wall by a drawbridge. Over the centuries, it underwent several changes, including the addition of a gatehouse and a platform. During World War II, it was damaged by bombing and then restored in the 1950s. The tower is now a popular landmark and offers a great photo opportunity. The next attraction is the Memorial Church. The Memorial Church, or Denkmalkirche, is a neo-Gothic church in Speyer. It commemorates the 1529 protestation, a protest against the deposition of Holy Roman Emperor Charles V. Construction of the church began in 1825 and was completed 4 years later. It is dedicated to the memory of the Protestants who died in defense of their faith during the Reformation. The church is also known for having the tallest spire in the Palatinate, standing at 105 meters tall. Inside, the Memorial Church houses a number of historical artifacts, including a memorial stone from the original church. Next up is the Trinity Church. The Trinity Church, or Dreikönigskirche, is a Baroque-style Lutheran church in downtown Speyer. Built in 1703, the church features a lavishly decorated interior, including a pulpit made of marble and wood. Also, the altarpiece was created by the famous sculptor Johann Georg Pinsel. Moving on to number 5, let's look at the cultural attractions in the city of Speyer. And the first one on the list is the Technik Museum. The Technik Museum, or Technical Museum, is a museum of technology in Speyer. It features a collection of aircraft, submarines, and a space shuttle. One of the main attractions is the space shuttle replica, which is a full-scale model of the space shuttle Atlantis. The museum also has a variety of interactive exhibits and a gift shop. Another great museum in Speyer is the Historical Museum of the Palatinate. The Historisches Museum der Pfalz, or Historical Museum of the Palatinate, is a history museum in Speyer. It features exhibits on the history of the region from Roman times to the present day. One of the highlights is a collection of Roman artifacts, including a mosaic and a marble bust of an emperor. The museum also has a cafe and a gift shop. Modern Speyer is a charming town with a vibrant atmosphere. Cobblestone streets lined with half-timbered houses, quaint shops, and cafes, as well as a lively wine tavern scene, make it a pleasant destination. Promenades along the Rhine River offer scenic views and opportunities for relaxation. Several festivals throughout the year celebrate Speyer's rich 2,000-year history. These include the annual Christmas market, the Spring Festival, the Summer Festival, and the Autumn Festival. Well, folks, that's all for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.